Okay guys, so here in this session I'm going to start another topic of account receivable, which is very important topic. If somebody says like account payable, then the most important topic in account payable comes APP, automatic payment program. In the similar way, in account receivable, the most important topic is dunning. So the first question is, what is this dunning all about? And then how to configure this dunning, and testing part as well, how to perform testing for this dunning. So we'll start one by one. We'll start what is this dunning all about. Now, so dunning is a process which is used to send reminder to their outstanding amount, to the customers for their outstanding amounts. Okay, so as I said, it's a process which is used to send reminder to the customer for their outstanding amount. Now, if you talk about in like 40 years back, 50 years back, when the ERP was not there in the market, computers were not much prevalent, then what people used to do, they used to record all the transactions. They used to maintain the sales registers, purchase registers, different registers were being maintained. So in those days also, they used to calculate. Almost several reports were required in those days also, but manpower, huge number of employees were required, because and everybody will have a different roles and responsibility, and this is how they used to manage. Now, so whether it is early days or nowadays, what is happening, whenever whichever customers are there, let's suppose Tata Motor is having 100 customers. So out of 100 customers, all 100 customers are not making payment on time. Might be 90% of the customer or 80% of the customers are making payment on time. Okay, on time in the sense, like, let's suppose if due date is just after 30 days. So we have posted we have posted the customer invoice in the system. We are expecting payment exactly after 30 days. Let's suppose we have given some additional day for this payment, like even after 30 days also, additional grace days, that is called grace days, that Tata Motor says like, I'll wait for you guys for additional 5 more days. It means like between 38th to 35th days I want my payment. 80% of the customers will make payment on time, but remaining 20% or 15% or whatever 10% are there, those customers will not be able to make payment on time due to certain reason. That is a different resource, that is their personal reasons and all. So what will happen, every customers are a kind of organizations itself, but 80% or 90% of the customers are making payment on time, and whichever 20%, 15% or 10% of the customers are there, they will not make payment on time. Then what will happen in that case? Then in that case, Tata Motor or whichever organization is there will send a reminder letter to the customer. We must have to remind them that your invoices, your you're having we are having certain, you have to pay your outstanding amount because it is already crossed the due date. Okay. So earlier what used to happen, people used to send the letter through post or through, like they'll be having certain courier boys or whatever the things will be there, different channels will be there. So they used to send a reminder to the customer. So let's suppose through post itself, or whatever the things. Now, so what will happen then, huge number of dunning letters need earlier, like this, if the computers were not much prevalent, then what will happen, what people are going to use, earlier they used to use typewriter. Nowadays what is happening, gone are those days. So nowadays what is happening, we are using ERP, we are using computers, we are using, like, it's a computer era. where we are having different software, different ERP. So with the help of ERP, or we'll talk about our ERP in the sense we'll talk about SAP itself. So with the help of SAP, now what will happen? Now, if you look about the challenges. So in early days, let's suppose earlier also they used to have huge number of customers. So what will happen? Now in early days, they need to check out the registers one by one, each and every single customers they have to check which customer has made payment on time, which customer has not payment, which customer has not made payment on time, which customer has crossed the deadline. So these all things will be done manually itself. So which is why it's going to take huge number of resources. Huge number of resources were required, and everybody will have certain different activities and all, and these people will perform their part and all, and this is how altogether they are going to. So let's suppose so manually, like they have to search for each customer, like which customer has crossed the deadline, and they will identify those customers. Then manually the letters are going to be trimmed, typed. Let's suppose 15, 20, or 30. There will be a team of typists and all. These people will get the assignment that now you have to type some 400 letters, 300 letters, like that. So these people will keep on typing, and they'll be having like some whatever the channels they are going to use, whether they are going to use post or whatever. So they will post these reminder letter to the customers. Okay, and that's how customer receives, and then they are going to take actions or whatever the things are there. Nowadays, in the sense, like if you talk about the recent days, then we are using different ERPs. So I don't know about other ERP, but we will talk about this SAP, how the things are happening in SAP. So here in SAP also, like let's suppose Tata Motor, we are talking about 2018. So here in 2018 also the scenario is same. Scenario is same in the sense, still earlier also 20% or 15% of the customers were not able to make payment on time. Still the same thing is there. Nowadays also 20% or 15% or 10% of the customers are there unable to make payment on time. But what was happening earlier, people used to identify those kind of customers manually one by one. But right now it is not required. Right now system is going to identify those kind of customers automatically, and even in that customers, let's suppose there are certain, like for a particular customers we have sent, let's suppose 10 invoices. Okay, out of 10 invoices, like let's suppose 2 or 3 invoices has already crossed the due date and we have not received payment. The system will generate a reminder letter against those invoices itself. This much, accuracy is there in SAP. So what is happening this, I was just explaining about dunning. So dunning procedure, generally it's a process or it's a procedure which is used to send a reminder letter to the customer for their outstanding amount. Okay, so generally through dunning, what is happening, dunning, the meaning of dunning itself is like sending reminder. Okay, so here so what will happen once we run this dunning program, generally in SAP, then system is going to identify all certain kind of customers where the outstanding amounts are there and the customers has already crossed the deadline but the payment we have not received yet. So for such kind of customers, system is going to identify those kind of customers or such invoices, and then what will happen? Then once we run this dunning program, then system will search all these kind of invoices, and then against those a letter will be generated automatically. Dunning letter will be, reminder letter will be generated, and then what will happen? Once the letter is generated, then we are going to, nowadays you can send it through courier, you can send a soft copy itself directly through mail, whichever is required, whichever is feasible can be done. So nowadays everywhere save paper campaign is running, so directly we are going to send a mail to the customers itself. So this is how it's happening. Okay, dunning procedure means we have to configure this procedure by means of this. We are going to send reminder letter to the customer. Okay. Now, the question is how to configure this dunning procedure and then how to run this dunning program. Okay. So before that, I have given certain topic, dunning interval in days, dunning level, days in arrear, grace period, and all. So these things I'll cover while defining the dunning procedure. There I am going to explain these all topics one by one. What is the use of these all things? Okay. Like what is this dunning interval in days, dunning level, days in arrear, grace period. So these all things will be coming while configuration. So once I configure, I'll explain these things. Now we'll define the dunning procedure. First of all, we have to define a particular dunning procedure. So we'll define this. Now /n FBMP. FBMP is the transaction code. Press enter. Okay. Now here click on new procedure. First of all, we'll give a 4-digit code and then a description. Okay. Now one by one we are going to give certain details here. So now first of all, dunning interval in days. What is the meaning of dunning interval in days? Okay. So I'll just explain you guys. Let me open this Excel sheet. Now here dunning interval in days means let's suppose we are having a customer. Tata Motor is having a customer. That customer anything like XYZ Limited. Okay. So this is the customer. Now for this customer we are having certain open items in the sense like for this customer we have like 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees, isn't it? 1,500. So this much worth of invoices we have sent to this customer in different date. In the sense the customer will keep on making purchases on regular basis, on regular intervals. So what will happen? All these line items are going to be due on different date. Okay. Now here, out of these 4 invoices, all become due. Let's suppose all become due, and it has crossed the due date. Okay. Or else, like let's suppose only 2 invoices. These two invoices itself become due, and these 2 are still not due. Okay, so this become due in it means like we have already crossed the due date. The due date was, let's suppose due date was 25th or not 25th, let's suppose 22nd 06/2018 for this one, and here 23 06/2018. So if it has crossed the due date, then what will happen? Then we must have to send a reminder letter to the customer. Okay, we have to send a reminder letter to the customer. But the thing is, a reminder letter means how frequently are we going to send a reminder letter? It's not like that I have sent a reminder letter today and again tomorrow I am going to send another reminder, isn't it? Once we send one reminder letter, then we have to we are supposed to have a pause, or we are supposed to give some time to the customer to make payment. Say for example 10 days we are going to wait, 15 days we are going to wait. If at all we have not received again any amount from customer, in that case what will happen? We have to send the next reminder, in the sense second reminder, third reminder kind of things. So this dunning interval means how frequently we have to send this reminder letter. So dunning interval means like after what should be the interval, what should be the gap between first and second reminder? That is, exactly the stunning interval days. Means, let's suppose I have given 10 days gap. It means there should be a 10 days gap between first and second reminder. Okay. Now, number of dunning level. So what is this number of dunning level, guys? Number of dunning level means here we have sent first reminder, right? Then after 10 days we are going to send second reminder. Again after 10 days we are going to send third reminder if we have not received payment. Still we have not received payment, then we are going to make fourth reminder, then fifth reminder. But the thing is, like, how many reminders we have to send? There should be some restrictions on this also. It's not like that unlimited reminder we keep on sending a customer is not making payment, isn't it? So there should be some restrictions in terms of sending reminder later also. It could be like max to max 3 reminder we can send. Max to max only 2 reminder we are supposed to send. Or 4 reminder we are supposed to send. So those things we are going to give such restrictions. Number of dunning level means like how many reminders can be sent to a customer, a particular customer. So let's suppose I said 3 reminder only we can send. Okay. And what is the maximum limit of reminder, guys? So look at here. If you see here, we are having only 1 digit length. Okay. This is the interview question which will be asked by people during interview, that how many maximum reminder can be sent to a customer. So maximum reminder, whichever the reminders are there, that is going to be controlled by this field itself. Number of dunning levels in the sense. So how many maximum reminder can be generated and can be sent to the customer? So we have to think logically. Okay. So you just reply how many maximum reminder can be sent to your customer. Just apply your logic and let me know. Yeah, correct answer. So it's correct answer. Maximum nine reminder we can send to the customer. Why? Because it's a single digit only. So here, what is the highest? This one, the highest number of single digit is the largest number of the single digit is 9 itself. So 9 reminder maximum can be sent. But generally, none of the organizations are going to do this. Either through 2, 3, 4. That's it. So here I have given 3. It means maximum 3 reminder can be sent to a customer. Okay. After that, what will happen? Still, if no payment, then they'll be having some legal team and all. That is going to transfer. This matter is going to be transferred to this whoever this legal action team is there. They will take the further steps and all. Okay. Now, then another important thing is, like, there are several things, guys. As I said, like, we are not going to touch each and everything. So we have to see the things like by which our requirement is going to be met. Now, then another important thing is like minimum days in arrear and then line item grace period. So what is this line item grace period and minimum days in arrear? So here the both field is having a similar functionality. It means through both fields we are going to have a similar functionality in the sense I'll just explain one by one. First of all, we'll talk about grace period and then I'll explain this minimum days in arrear. If we talk about grace period, then say for example, whatever these items are there, it means these all are certain invoice. Okay. So these invoices are going to be due on particular date. Okay. These invoices are going to be due on particular date. Say for example, I have given these two, or is like make it. Okay, today is 2nd July. So this will be due on 30th. This is going to be due on 0507. Okay. So now what will happen? Look at here, due date. This is called due date. Okay. So this invoice is going to be due on 38/06. Okay. Now today is 2nd July. So if you have a result on 2nd July, then this due date is already crossed, isn't it? Let's suppose we are having one more item, 2500, and this is going to be due on 2nd July itself. Okay. So what is here, guys? What is the result? So this line item, the line item means 1000. This 1000 become what? This 1000 become overdue. Why overdue, guys? Because the due date already crossed. On 38/06 it was due. Okay. The moment we cross that date, then the next day onwards, this item, this invoice will be treated as overdue invoice. So here the first invoice number 1000, invoice amount 1000 become overdue. It means we have crossed the due date. Now, then we are having the second line item. So this is going to be due on 0507. It means it is going to be due in July itself, but 5th July. So that date is yet to come. So this is called not due. It means this amount is not become due for payment. It means we cannot expect this payment. Why? Because this amount is going to be due on 5th. So we are supposed to receive, or we are liable, or we are eligible for receiving payment from customers on or after 5th. Okay, not before that. Before that we cannot claim a payment from customer. But this amount can be claimed because already due date is crossed. Likewise, this is also become overdue. This is also overdue. And the last one is called due. Why due? Because 2nd July it is going to be due, and today also it's 2nd July itself. So today it will be due, and the moment we entered in 3rd July, like the moment system shows a date like 3rd July, then this is going to be treated as a overdue. It means due date we have crossed. Now, so what I was just explaining grace period. Okay, I was just explaining grace period. So let me insert one more thing. So grace period, let's suppose. Grace period means what? Grace period means we are giving certain, what to say. Okay, now so grace period means, I'll just do one thing. Now, okay, so now here, this is the amount, invoice amount. Okay, so question is, what is this grace period? So grace period means, let's suppose this line item, in the sense this invoice become due today itself. It doesn't mean, so what will happen? Generally, if you run a running program today itself, then system is going to select this invoice also for payment. It means system is going to consider whichever invoices become due or overdue. So those invoices are going to be selected by system for sending reminder to the customer. So once the reminder letter is generated for this customer, then what will happen? In that dunning letter, there will be system is going to include which system is going to include which amount. So look at here, this is overdue, this will be included. This one is not due, this amount is not going to be included. and these three are overdue and due, so these three amounts are also going to be included. So system is going to generate a particular dunning letter for this customer, and in that it is going to show that four amount. But the moment customer see the fourth amount, customer will say that "Arey today itself it become due, and today itself you send the reminder. You just give us few days, like 2-3 days. If you don't receive the payment against this, then you can send a reminder, right?" So logically, this is how generally it is happening even in real time also. So what will happen? We have to give some more time to those people. So what is happening? Then it means we have to give them certain grace period. Okay, grace period means, let's suppose we have given. So now here what is happening? This amount is eligible. This is not eligible for dunning. This is eligible. This is eligible. This is eligible at present. Okay, this is the condition before grace period. Let's suppose before grace period. Okay, let's suppose we have not defined a grace period. Then what will happen? Then if without defining grace period, if you run dunning program, then system is going to select these four amounts, and a dunning letter will be generated, and in that these four amounts will be coming into picture. So these four amounts are supposed to be sent for reminder. Now what will happen? So here, without grace period, if you run, then this amount number 1000, 4000, 1500, 2500 are eligible for sending reminder to the customer. But let's suppose we have given a grace period to the customer. It means we are saying that 5 days grace period we are going to give you. Okay, it means the moment invoice become due, still we are going to wait 5 days for the payment from customer. And once this 5 days grace period is over, and still if we have not received payment, in that case what will happen? Then we can generate a dunning letter, in the sense a reminder letter can be sent to the customer. Okay, so now what we have given, we have added one more criteria here. We said system that you do generate dunning letter for whichever invoices will become due or overdue, but you have to consider one more thing. Even if it become due, from due date also we have to wait additional 5 days. Okay, from due date also we have to wait additional 5 days. So the moment we give certain this kind of criteria, then what will happen? Due dates item, whichever item become due, that is going to be excluded. Why excluded? Because it become due today itself. Still I says like 5 days we have to wait. Okay, so whichever item is going to be due, that is going to be excluded here. Okay, not due, anyway not due amounts are not going to be included. Now this due amount is also, all the due amount will be also excluded, because we have given a grace period. Now what will happen? System is going to check all the overdue invoices. Okay, all the overdue invoices. So even in overdue invoices also, there will be certain margin. Some of the amount, look at here, this invoice become overdue on 30th. Sorry, it become due on 30th. Today is 2nd. So what is the total gap? 3 days only hardly. And what is the grace we have given? 5 days. So this invoice is also not eligible for dunning reminder. It means still we are having, like, we have given 5 days to the customer. So this invoice we cannot send a reminder against this invoice. Now this is not due, so this is not eligible. Now here this become overdue and this become overdue, and even we have crossed the 5 days also. If you add 5 days, then it become like 27th and 28th. But already we are on 2nd July. So what will happen? For these two amounts we can send reminder. And this is not due. Sorry, this is due, but still we have to wait for 5 days here. So this is also not eligible for sending reminder. Okay. This is all about grace period, guys. It's pretty simple to understand. And the same function is there for this minimum days in arrear. Okay. The same function is there for minimum days in arrear. What is this function? I'll just explain here. So guys, what is the meaning of days in arrear? Days in arrear meaning means, the meaning of days in arrear means here in this dunning. Generally, let's suppose today is, say for example, today is the date is like 2nd July. This invoice become due on 30th. And what is the date today? 2nd July. So what is the total gap between due date and today's date? Only 2 days. Say for example, only 2 days. So what is that? If you count the days in arrear, so days in arrear is like the difference between due date and current date. Difference between due date and current date. So what is the difference, guys? Only 2 days. So if you says like what is the days in arrear for these invoices? So days in arrear is like, let's suppose days in arrear is 2 days. Okay. For this one, it is not due. Okay. So if you talk about current date and this due date, so what will be the days in arrear? So here it will be minus 3 days. Okay. This is minus 3 days. It means still it is not due. Okay. Days in arrear. Now here for this one, let's suppose it is 27. So here it will be around 10 days is the days in arrear. And here how much day? What is the day in arrear? Then here for this one it is like, let's suppose 9 days. And here days in arrear 0 day. Why? Because it become due today itself. And the due date is also second, same time, same date is there. So days in arrears 0. So what is happening? This is how system will calculate the days in arrear. So instead of grace period, even in days in arrear field also, if you say like the line item, whichever is having either 5 or more than 5 in days in arrear, like system will calculate automatically. This program is already there in SAP. So now system will calculate this days in arrear automatically. Now, so we have given, instead of grace period, we can give like days in arrear. And here in days in arrear, this is like we have calculated. So in this field, in days in arrear, if you are going to give like 5, so what will happen? It means system will check like how many, these all, what is the days in arrear for all these things. So system will check whichever is equals to 5 or has already crossed the 5, those amounts are only eligible for sending reminder, or else other will not be eligible. Okay, so that's what I said. Grace period and days in arrear both are having the same, what to say, users. There is no difference at all. The thing is like, if you have to, let's suppose your destination is that you have to reach Delhi. There are different way, right? If you are going to travel from Chennai, let's suppose by via train, then might be through Bangalore you are going to reach, through Hyderabad you are going to reach, might be different ways are there. So here, like if you talk about grace period means we are giving certain time for the customer so that they will arrange payment, they can make payment. Okay, arrangement means almost it's organization itself. There is no such kind of arrangement kind of things are there, but still we are giving certain time so that they can make payment within that specified period. And if they are not making payment, then we will be eligible to send them reminder to the customers. So these whatever the pauses we have given, like let's suppose a 5 days additional we have given, so that can be given in terms of grace period, and that can be given in terms of days in arrear itself also. Okay, so guys, grace period people are able to understand very well, but if somebody asks about this days in arrear, then what is happening, most of the people will be confused. What is this days in arrear? They are not able to understand. So days in arrear nothing but Simply, in the simplest way, we can say that days in arrear is nothing but the gap or difference between the current date and due date. Current date and due date. This is called days in arrear. So in days in arrear field, if you are going to give 5 days, it means system will check whichever 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 invoices are there who has like which has already crossed this 5 days. So how many invoices are there? These two only. It means these two only. This amount 4,000 and 1,500. So these two only has crossed this days in arrear 5 days, right? Remainings are less than 5 only. Okay. So either you can give grace days or minimum days in arrear. Anyone we can give. So generally, let's suppose I have given 5 days here and I have given 7 days here. Okay, I've seen there are certain consultants who, like give even days in arrear also they'll give, and grace period also they'll give. So guys, this is logically generally if you look at the logics and all, then why if both are having the same functionality, then give only one, right? But let's suppose if you have given this, days in arrear and grace period, then what will happen? Then system is going to consider which one is greater value. Okay, which one is having greater value? It means 7 is having greater value, so system is going to consider this 7 itself. Okay, it means the letter will be generated after 7. Like if the gap is there, what if the gap is there like from due date and the current date, if the gap is more than 7 days, then only that line item itself will be eligible for sending reminder to the customer. Okay, so this is the use of days in arrear. I'll just give grace period itself. And apart from this, nothing else, guys. Here, interest indicator means like let's suppose we can, if you want to calculate certain interest on this invoices, like let's suppose it become due or overdue. So on that, if you want to calculate certain interest, that also can be calculated. But nowadays, this interest indicator for that there is a complete configurations, and generally that is gone. Instead of this, what is happening? People are preferring to charge penalty. Okay, so we will charge penalty to the customer. How we are going to charge penalty? That I'll let you know. And then we have to apply a check mark here. Public holiday calendar. Public holiday calendar is required. Let's suppose I've given standard holiday calendar. So this calendar will be defined by your HR consultant. Okay, for this organization. So what is the use of these calendars? So calendars are going to be created. Let's suppose we said like grace period, 5 days. So if 5 days means only working days or even non-working days also, that will be like during negotiation customer will ask, I need 5 working days. So what will happen if 5 working days, let's suppose 15th August is there, or whatever there are labor days, there are lots of other Holi, Diwali, whatever things are there. So if that is non-working day, then what will happen? Out of 5 days, let's suppose if 2 days holidays are there, so how much time customer got? Only 3 days. Okay, so how system is going to exclude those holidays? So we have to define a calendar, and that's how to define a calendar will be defined by HR consultant. Okay, they will give you the calendar ID, and here we are going to link this calendar ID. So this is how SAP will be. SAP is going to skip whatever the holidays are there. If it is non-working days, then system will skip, and if it is like if there is a negotiation that 5 days means including non-working day also, then we are not going to get this. Now, apart from this, okay, still we have to discuss lots of fields, guys. So now we'll increase the speed. Here, reference dunning procedure for text. What is the use of reference dunning procedure for text? I'll explain once I cover here. These are the things. Once I cover these all things, then I'll let you know. Okay, what is the use of reference dunning procedure for text? So here we have given all these details, all the details has been given. Press enter. Okay, so reference dunning procedure for text automatically got copied. This code got copied. Press enter once again. Now what will happen, guys? Now click on dunning level. So click on dunning level. So here there is only one thing is there, like generally if interest calculation is there, then from which level interest is going to be calculated. Okay, so from first level, second level, third level, as I said, like we are going to charge penalty. Okay, so we do nothing here. Now one thing is there, look at here, days in arrear 5, 15 and 25. Why it is showing 5, 15 and 25, guys? Dunning level first. Dunning level first means, now don't look at this, I'll just tell you what is this 5, 15 and 25. So now if you look at, like, take example of this 2500 itself. Okay, so we have given due date, it means this become due today itself. Okay, so now when are we going to run? Let's suppose from second, take example of second, it means this second July is what? 2nd July is, like, let's suppose we have calculated today is 0 day, tomorrow will be first day, day after tomorrow second day, right? So whenever we have to, if you have to send the first reminder to this for this line item, then this is going to be eligible for on 5th day. Okay, so the first reminder we are going to send on first reminder. The first reminder will be generated on which day? 5th day. And the second reminder is going to be generated on 15th day. Why? Because we have given 10 days interval also, right? So second reminder is going to be generated on 15th and third reminder is going to be generated on 25th day, right? So these are the differences. Sorry, these are the, so that's what system is showing here. That what system is showing here. Then the first reminder, first for every single, whatever the invoices are there, first reminder will be generated on 5th day. It means 0 day is going to be, what is 0 day? 0 day is nothing but the due date. Okay, whenever it become due, from there system is going to calculate days in arrear. So here 0 day means due date. So if today's item become today itself, item become due, then on 5th day first reminder, 15th day second reminder, and 25th day third reminder. Okay, this is what system has given. Now click on, so nothing we are going to do here, just click on charges and give the currency and press enter. Now here, let's suppose we are going to charge certain penalty. Okay, if you send a courier, then this is our cost, right? And then you have kept 1 or 2 additional employee who is going to take care of these all dunning related activities. Okay, so if the customer is making payment on time, then I don't think that we need to involve any resources for such kind of activities. If every customers are going to make payment on time, since there are few of the customers who is unable to make payment on time, so this is why the people or whatever the organizations are there, they have kept some few resources extra to have a look on such kind of activities. So that is also a kind of extra cost because of this non-payment, like on time, isn't it? So these are the extra cost incurred by Tata Motor or whichever the clients are there. So what will happen? We are going to charge certain penalty on the customers while sending a reminder because of their negligence and all. We are incurring this cost. So that's what we will charge certain penalty. So now again, this penalty can be different amount also can be, like, let's suppose we are having, these are the dunning level. Okay, so here in first reminder, let's suppose we'll charge 100 rupees. Second reminder, you can charge 200. And if you send third reminder, we can charge 300. Even the percentage amount is also there, like how much percentage, like if the total, let's suppose due amount is 1000 rupees, then 5%, 10%, like that. But percentage generally we are not going to give, because if the amount will be huge, so even if you give, like if the amount is 1 crore rupees, then 1% will be also 1 lakh rupees, isn't it? Even if you give 1% also 1 lakh rupees. So now here, let's suppose I have given certain amounts. Okay, these are the charges, these are the penalty we are going to charge. Now here, so this penalty amount we have specified. Okay, now the question is, let's suppose this 100 rupees for first reminder, if you send the first reminder, second reminder and third reminder. Okay, this is the level that is called Dunning level. Let me give it from here. This is called Dunning level. Okay. So during first reminder, we are going to charge how much? 100 rupees. This is penalty. I'm just writing in shortcut, guys. Now here 200, 300. But let's suppose if there is an outstanding amount 500. Okay. So if you are going to send, system will, while generating running reminders and all, system will consider this one also, this 500 also. But logically it is not good that for a small amount, for amount of 500 rupees, we are going to charge penalty of 100, 200 or 300. Isn't it? So what will happen? Here we can give a minimum amount also. Like let's suppose 500. It means this 100 will be charged only if the invoice amount is equals or greater than 500. Okay. So likewise we have given a minimum amount also, that this penalty is applicable if the amount is greater than this value, right? So these kind of criteria also can be given here. Now, so we have done this Dunning level, and then after what is coming? Charges, and then after this. So right now we are in this field, that is why Dunning level is there and minimum amount is there. But in between which field is there? In between this charges is there. If I click on minimum amount, then what will happen? Minimum amount will be gone. Here Dunning level, and then charges, and then Dunning text will be coming. Okay. Let me click on minimum amount. I'll click on minimum amount, give your currency INR, press enter. Look at here. Now Dunning level, charges we have done just now, and where we are? We are in between the charges and Dunning text. Okay, we are in minimum amount. So what is this minimum amount once again, guys? So here also generally we will not define this minimum amount, but generally you can give a criteria. If you run this Dunning, let's suppose we are going to run this Dunning program. We are going to run this Dunning program. Okay. And if the total outstanding amount you found is only 1000 rupees, okay, then why to run again this entire process for this 1000 rupees, that you run this Dunning program, then they take the printout, and later on we came to know that only 1000 rupees is there. So it's a wastage of time and effort, and even printing also, isn't it? So here we can specify what should be the minimum amount for which a Dunning letter can be generated. Okay, so it could be like, if you want to give, okay, we'll give like 100. Okay. Now, at last, just click on Dunning text and give your company code TM10 and select customer. Okay, guys, I'll tell you. Generally, if you talk about reminder, that can be sent to the vendors also, but it is illogical because the vendors outstanding means what? Sometime, let's suppose if you are seeking for certain refund from vendor, in that case only this reminder letter can be sent, but that can be sent manually also. So that's what for vendor we are not going to do any configurations. This is for customers. So just select customer and send it, and press enter. Okay, and then click on save button. Okay, so once you click on save button, once again you came on the main screen on this minimum amount. So just click on dunning text once again. Once again give your company code and press enter. And now, okay, we made a mistake. Just click on new company code, give your company code and press enter. And then just select this one, okay, by dunning area. And you can apply this one also. And then click on save data. And then click on back button. And do you want to save? Yes, I want to save. And then once again press on running text and then press enter. Now this field will appear. Okay, so here what is happening, guys? Here give your dunning level. And then here we are going to give this is called dunning form. Dunning form means what is the use of dunning form, guys? Okay, so dunning form is, as I said, like at the time of sending reminder to the customer, what will happen? A letter will be generated automatically. Once you run this dunning program, once we run this, how to run this dunning program, that I'll let you know, guys. So once we run this dunning program, what is happening? System is going to generate a dunning letter automatically. So how these letters are going to be generated, guys, and how system is going to come to, how system will come to know which text will be available in those letters and all. So this is going to come from, this is going to appear from this dunning form. Okay, now this dunning form means this will be created by your technical consultant. Okay, this will be created by technical consultant, but before that what will happen, we have to give them a total text. Okay, so the you will be having discussion with the client. I'm talking about implementation. If you're the part of support project, then this dunning letter and everything will be already developed. Okay, nothing will be there. If you receive certain error related activities, then you have to resolve it, or certain development related activities, then you have to work on this. So that I'll let you know, guys, once I complete this course, then I'll let you know a very pretty easy development, and which is going to make you people exclusive compared to other candidates. So don't worry about this. Now try to understand this dunning letter. So guys, dunning letter means, let's suppose if we earlier also, let's suppose if typists were there, so what they are going to type, they will type dear customer. Okay, and then customer name also will be coming. This is to inform you that your outstanding amount so and so, like you're having like outstanding amount so and so which already crossed the due date, isn't it? So kindly make payment on time to avoid the legal actions or some such kind of things. They will type and they will send. So here what is happening? There are certain things. There are certain things which is like there will be certain fixed text for all the customers. Like dear customer, this is to notify you. This is to inform you that your outstanding amount so and so. So amount will vary, but remaining text will be same, isn't it? So how this amount is going to appear? So for that, certain logic will be written by your developer, in the sense like, I'll just give a brief explanation here. Let's suppose here we have given dear customer. Okay, and here the customer name XYZ Limited. is a query. Then here will be like, just to inform you, or this is to inform you, that your okay that unable to make payment of below invoice on time. So here dot 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 means they are going to still certain text will be there, and below invoice means here what will happen, invoice number will be there. Okay, and then after what will happen, the amount will be there. Okay, then after what will happen, days in arrear, in the sense like here what will happen, invoice number, let's suppose this is the invoice number. Then what will happen, amount is let's suppose 1500, and then what will happen, days in arrear means let's suppose 12 days. It means this is the invoice number, this invoice number we have sent on certain date. Okay, and what is the amount, this 1500, this become due. Okay, and due by what is the margin, the due date. So there is, this become overdue by a margin of 12 days. Okay, this is how we are going to. So now what will happen, these things are fixed. For these, this also will be fixed, but whereas this invoice number, amount and days in arrear will always get changed. So what will happen this, so for this your technical consultant is going to just click on back button. Oh, I have to log in once again. So what will happen, your technical consultant for these things, your technical consultant here, let's suppose once again we are going to write like kindly make payment on time, and dot 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 means continuation. Okay, it means to avoid certain legal actions or whatever. So what will happen, these kind of letters are going to be typed. So this text will be, the fixed for every customer, but what will happen, this name is going to be changed, this invoice number, amount and days in arrear is going to be changed. So here what will happen, your technical consultant will create a form. In that form, these text will be hard coded. Hard coded means simply they are going to type this, and for this invoice number, amount, days in arrear, these things, for that they are going to type, they are going to give certain logic in the system. They will give certain logic that how this invoice number is going to come, where it is coming from, where this amount is coming from, where is how this days in arrear is going to be calculated. So these all logics will be written by those people. Okay, technical consultant, and this is how this complete Dunning form is going to be developed. And once it is developed, then we are going to assign this Dunning form. Okay, so okay guys, so we left here. Actually here itself the connection was broken. So now I have done the login, and once again I maintain all these things. So what will happen, we have given, so now this form will be developed by your technical consultant, and they will give you this form details. So this form we are going to assign here. Click on back button. Now here, what is the use of a reference Dunning procedure for text? Reference Dunning procedure for text in the sense, I'll just let you know. I've saved it. Now say for example we are having, look at here, we are having TM10 here, and we are having one TM01 also, isn't it? So say for example this TM10 is there for Tata Motor, and this TM01 is there for Tata Steel. So Tata Steel, it means we have already done the implementation in Tata Steel. Okay. Now we are going to do rollout for Tata Motor. So here in Tata Steel also we have defined a dunning procedure. Generally, what is happening, guys, keep in your mind, dunning procedure is going to define company code wise. For every company code, we try to create a different dunning procedure, because company code wise a different requirement will be there. Somebody are going to give 4 days grace period, somebody are going to give 6 days grace period. Somebody will say like interval day will be different, number of dunning level will be different. So always we create a different dunning procedure for every company code. But if you talk about the dunning form which we have assigned here, let's suppose if the dunning letter format will be same as Tata Motor, if the dunning letter format will be same as Tata Motor, then instead of creating a new dunning forms and all, what is happening? We are going to give reference of TM01 itself. Okay, reference dunning procedure for text. So if you give TM01, then what will happen? Whichever letter, whichever forms we have assigned to TM01, that will be used by this TM10 also. But generally, in real time, it is not happening. Everybody will have their own format. Every company code would like to have their own format, and every company code will have a different text, different way of sending this reminders and all. Okay, so that is why what is happening, if you have not given any company code here, any dunning procedure here, then system has copied this one itself. Okay, this is the logic. Now it's time to save this. We have already saved this dunning procedure, guys. Okay, it now, so it's time to run this end user part, in the sense now how to run this dunning program, and then we'll have to check all the logics, how system is going to generate the reminder later. Okay, so that will be covered in the next session, guys. That's all in this session.